I am a self-taught and intuitive gardener. So I might research, I might go to YouTube University, but at the end of the day, I'm doing what feels good. I'm trusting my intuition. I'm checking in with the plants and farming in the most natural, holistic way possible. The sun is just better up front. All the food's in the back. So let's get to it. Okay, this will be a quick video because it's just going to be a garden tour, and I live in an apartment. So I am gardening in a pretty small space. I use bags, I use containers, I use pots, and I think it's perfect to start off with because I'm not overwhelmed with all these plants and all their requirements. When I started gardening, I had a yard and I just wanted to garden everything. Now I'm focusing on things that I like to eat so I can learn how to grow them and like what they like in my area. The thing about gardening is that it can get overwhelming. This plant needs shade, this plant needs sun, this one needs lightly fertilized soil. This plant needs a lot of fertilization. It takes time to learn the plant, learn your area, learn your soil, learn what it needs. I think it takes a few seasons to really get in a groove of something. This is my fall garden. I did it in the summer. I learned a lot. You know what? I'm just going to show you. So I am going to harvest this in another video. So this is my kale. Okay. You see how beautiful this is? How big it is? And you know what's really, really, really crazy? So I didn't grow this kale from seed. I bought it when it was this small. It came in these little, you see how these are still alive? But they're nowhere near as big as this, and they all came together. So it loves that soil. I also fertilized it with some blood meal, which is great for nitrogen. You want heavy nitrogen when you have anything leafy because nitrogen really helps with developing the nutrients in leaves. And you know, when it's nice and dark green, that it has good nitrogen. You see this? It's not that nitrogen rich because it's light green. So that might be a hint that it needs some, you know? So that's the kale. I'm going to harvest it a little bit so it can grow. I don't want it to die, and I would just pull it from the outsides, but it looks really, really good. It's in a nicely shaded area and it loves it over here. So I'm going to keep it right there. So this is the broccoli plant. I only need one in this bag. I grow in like 10-gallon bags and I only need one. So what I was going to do is see like whichever one grew more or headed first or looked better when it was time to pull it. I would just pull one and keep one. So I'm kind of still waiting it out. These leaves look a little better. So we're going to see. And you will see like a little pest damage. But I don't use pesticides. Great thing about gardening in containers and on a patio, if they can't fly, they really ain't going to make it up here, you know? So I haven't dealt with it too much. These are collards and same thing. Like, I don't think I need both of these. And the reason really is because you don't want it competing for nutrients in the same bag, and collards can get really, really big. But I love collard greens, so I might get a few more bags just so I can put like the other broccoli plant in and another bag to put the other collard in because like look at these, they're looking really good. And I don't want to starve them. I want them to all get the nutrients they need. These are carrots, which I'm really excited about because I was scared that I wasn't going to be able to grow them. Carrots are interesting because if their seeds dry out at any point, they will not germinate. They're kind of spaced pretty close together, so they won't be huge carrots. But this is really just an experiment for me. Like, I don't need big, long carrots. I actually like the smaller ones. It's easy to cut up in a curry or something. I'm not a huge carrot person unless it's cooked in a dip. So I'm just going to see what happens. These are close together, so they might be small. Some of these might be bigger because they have more space. I also planted onions in here, and it just doesn't look like they sprouted, but that's okay. That's okay. We still have some carrots trying to grow. So anyway, they look good. This is a cabbage, and I think it's an earliana cabbage. I have marigolds around here too that never germinated. Some people, spend a lot of money for like plant tags and stuff like that. I'm not that kind of farmer. I'm gonna use what I can use, and you could buy a whole bunch of popsicle sticks from the dollar store, write the date, what you planted, and pop it right in there and it'd be fine. Okay, so that's what I did. My marigolds never came out. I had better luck last year when I started them as a seed instead of direct sowing them and then transplanted them. So I don't know. Maybe I'll do that next year. But anyway, the cabbage is starting to head. I'm really excited about that. And I only need one in here. Like I said, I grew this from seed. These came from starts, like over there, which is why they're farther along. But I'm really proud of this one too because like this was my baby. This is lemongrass and it smells so good. And I love Thai food and Thai uses a lot of lemongrass. So I wanted to grow some lemongrass. I'm going to experiment cooking with it. I had also planted nasturtiums in here. that never sprouted. So that's why I put the lemongrass in there. But now there's some coming out. See my little nasturtium right there? And let me tell you, in the summer, in my flower garden, them nasturtiums, they are strong, okay? And so you can plant them in the fall as well, and they don't need a lot of nutrients, honestly. And they grow huge and they grow beautifully, and they are very like, I'm a girl, you know what I'm saying? So for a beginner, if you like flowers, nasturtiums are great to try. And I even like the way their foliage looks. Like their little leaves are so cute. You'll see as they get bigger, but I really like them. Here are my zinnias, which you can also plant in the fall. Proud of them. I planted like 6. I have 3 right now, but zinnias grow huge, like giant. So this will be plenty. And honestly, this little pot probably gonna be holding it back. So I might have to transfer them up. We shall see. And then in here, I was trying to grow some herbs. I don't know why I have such a hard time with herbs. Like I really don't understand. My rosemary, like she alive, but she not well. You know what I'm saying? She alive, but she not well. And same with my thyme. Like, you alive, but you're not well. So I'm gonna have to figure that out. I don't really know what's going on here. Every time I cut the rosemary, like it's growing because look, there's 2 new little guys right here. So every time I cut the rosemary back, it grows a little better. So I'm just going to continue to do that. Same with the thyme. Like I cut it back and it grows back, but it never grows back like it's happy to be here. It grows back like I'm forcing it. So I'm not sure. Here's my lettuce bowl. I love a fresh salad, but something's going on. So I'm going to cut these. I'm not really sure what that is. If you know, let me know. But I'm going to cut these back like some, because some of this looks really good. But the ones that have like this weird discoloration on it, I'm just going to cut back just in case it's like a fungus or something. I just don't want it to affect the rest. But I have some spring and like mixed greens and red lettuce and that's romaine. And it's just like, yeah, it's a whole little thing. Over here, I'm super excited about because I also grew this from seed and it's what they call it, the 3 sisters. Like if you do corn, you do beans, and you do a squash. So these are corn. These tall stalks right here, corn, corn. This one does not look that happy. I might try to move it like over here or something just because I don't think it likes that corner and it's probably not getting enough sun with the way this bean plant is growing. Mardi Gras bush bean plant. So I think this one is going to be purple and I believe this one's going to be green. The bag came where it's like it could be purple, it could be yellow, it could be green, and that's why it's called the Mardi Gras bush beans. And I got roots in Louisiana, so I just was like, those are the beans I'm gonna get. It's interesting because this side gets a lot more sun than this side does. So it's interesting to see the difference in the bean plants. I might end up moving it like this way so that it gets the same amount of sun. We'll see. But honestly, I feel like the corn likes the shade because it's over here and this corn plant looks really good. These ones are a little shorter and lighter, but that one is like thriving. Down here are eggplants. Now, I've grown squash before, so I wanted a different type of squash, so I decided to go with an eggplant. I am not sure what this is. This leaf just that plant kind of just snuck its way in there. So I'm kind of waiting to see what it is. I don't know what that is, but everything else is eggplant. And I might not even need all of these. I might take some of them out, repot them, and give them to my friends, but we'll see. The Black Beauty eggplant, I planted this at the top of September. It's now about a month later, just to give you some like expectation on grow time. So all of this got planted on the same day. This is a month of growth. Okay. I'm really excited about these beans, y'all. I can't lie. Look how beautiful that looks. And beans are nitrogen fixers. So they will naturally give nitrogen to the soil, which I'm excited about because I shouldn't have to fertilize with nitrogen as much. Well, we'll see. So anyway, that's eggplant. That's a mystery plant. That is Mardi Gras bush beans and corn. Over here, I have my other leafy greens. I really like spinach. I love to cook spinach in like eggs or in a pasta, something like that. And then I also have some arugula. This one was super close to this one. So I took it out and moved it over here. It looks like that did not kill it. So good. And as you can see, like this is kind of stretched out And when I noticed that, I moved them over here because when the stem is long and stretched out, that just means the plant is reaching for sun. It's not getting as much sun as it needs. And so that's a good way to know. And also why I like gardening in pots and bags and things like that, because you could easily just move it, you know? And so now you'll see the stem is a lot shorter and a lot fuller compared to how like leggy and lengthy these were, you know? So that means it likes it over here. It was over there with the kale, but you know, the kale liked it better. And these are all the extra starts that I have, and it's probably time time to do something with. I'm gonna give these to some of my friends. These are a couple of cabbage plants and they're doing good, but they're like competing in this little jar. So I'm gonna give these to my friends. This is sage. I tried to transplant one out and it died. They might not be too ready to move out. I am going to give them some nitrogen and see if that helps the leaves develop a little bit. And then maybe I can transplant them out. I also did them at the top of September. So, you know, maybe with a good fertilization, because they should kind of be as, you know, kind of where the eggplant and stuff was. So maybe they just need some fertilization because I did not fertilize them. And then these are rosemary. I'm glad because every time I try, like this rosemary, nothing even germinated, but I have 4 plants right here. Not really sure what the difference between this cell and this cell is, but I got 4 plants over there. So when they get a little bit bigger, I will put them in the other jar with the other rosemary and see if that works. Like I said, these are kind of all the extra starts I have. Make another video where I kind of repot these. But that's the little tour. And these white pots, again, I'm trying to grow herbs. I'm having a hard time. But that's okay because I'm going to go to the nursery. I'm going to get some new starts and we're just going to start over. That's what's going to do. But yeah, this is my little backyard farm. I get the porch together and stuff like that. Probably get a new rug, get some lights, make it cute out here. But I am just excited to be growing and eating my own food. So thanks for watching. If you do not have land of your own, please know that you can still garden. You can start herbs in the inside of your house if you need to. If you have a little patio or porch or walkway, put some plants in a bag and make it yours. Okay. You got to start somewhere. And as you grow and as you level up, your garden will too. And if you have any tips, you're like, hey, goddess, I seen, you know, the spots on your lettuce. This is what it is. This is what you need to do. Like, let me know. But yeah, until next time. All right. Bye, y'all.